What's happening right now with Battlefront 2 is genuinely crazy. This community is once again coming together and bringing this game back like it ever went anywhere.
I've been here the whole time.
But Battlefront 2 is basically having another impromptu resurgence this weekend, and a lot of it is due to the Steam sale. Right now, you can buy Battlefront 2 on Steam for less than $5, which is something like 90% off its original price. This is the cheapest I think Battlefront 2 has ever been on Steam, and has seen so many new players in the last few hours rejoin the game and once again break the Steam player counts. Battlefront 2 is so alive once again, and Battlefront 3 is certainly still in the conversation. Now let's make it happen and subscribe so I can get to 1 million subs before Battlefront 3 comes out. Hey everyone, it's Andrew. So this sale only dropped a few hours ago. For me, it was Friday night, Saturday morning, and I woke up on Saturday morning to see that the player counts had once again been broken. At the time of recording this video, we have eclipsed the previous player count, and we are currently sitting at a Steam peak of 19,962. Considering only 5,000 or 6,000 players were playing on Steam just a few days ago, and we've already spiked up to this, is pretty epic. As Steam is certainly where I think the least amount of players own Battlefront 2. If you're playing on PC, most players are playing through the EA Games app or through Epic Games, where the game was free a few years ago. And those two player counts have certainly spiked as well, with Battlefront 2 being in the top sellers on those stores over the past few weeks. But the fact it's now hitting every platform possible, the fact the game is so cheap on Steam, and we're seeing even more new players join the Battlefront is simply astonishing. The garrison has certainly been deployed, my friends.
200,000 units are ready, with 1 million more well on the way.
And I think what's happened here, if I had to guess, is someone at EA has seen the resurgence Battlefront 2 has had over the past few weeks, over the past month, and been like, hey, we're going to wait till things dip off a little bit. And then because it's had such a strong player count and seen so many sales on other platforms and through other launchers like Epic Games and like EA, we're going to put Battlefront 2 for sale on Steam to spike the player count once again. I genuinely think there's someone at EA who's looking at these numbers, looking at the player counts, checking the analytics, and the person or team responsible for putting games on sale are Battlefront fans and are like, hey, what can we do to give this game another little boost, another little resurgence? Let's put it for sale on Steam for its cheapest price ever. And here we are, over a month since this whole Battlefront 2 campaign started, and Battlefront 2 is peaking again. The Steam player counts just broke.
Smashing.
For reference, a day ago, I tweeted that we were at 11,322, which is the highest it had been in about a week, with the all-time peak then being 18,523, and now 19,662. And at the time this video goes up, it could be even higher. We could have broken the 20,000 all-time peak. The fact the game is so cheap, even if you're just a casual player, even if you're someone who's potentially maybe always thought of checking it out but doesn't want to pay the larger price tag, the fact the game is $5 or less, depending on what country you live in, is probably gonna twist your arm. For $5, I'll buy it. It doesn't mean I'll play it necessarily, but I'll buy the game. I feel like there's countless games I've bought that I've wanted to play that maybe I never got around to because they were just cheap. And I'm like, oh, maybe one day I'll get to that. I'll buy that for like $3, $4 and get to it one day. And I feel like that could be the case with Battlefront 2, and is clearly what's happening here. All of the players who are probably watching videos on YouTube, on TikTok, seeing the hashtag Battlefront 3 movement, seeing the resurgence it had, but didn't necessarily own the game, and now seeing it for such a cheap price and being like, hey, yeah, I'll check that out. I'll pay $5 to play Battlefront 2 and see what all the fuss is about. And I hope they're all having a great time.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
So right now, what I'm urging you all to do is once again play Battlefront 2 this weekend. If the Steam charts are this high, if this many people are once again returning to Battlefront 2, we need to just keep the numbers going. We need to keep players returning to the game and keep these numbers as high as possible for as long as possible. If you have a free half an hour this weekend or feel like gaming at some point, load up Battlefront 2, play around, and let's spike these numbers once again. We can do this, man. We can just keep setting more and more peaks. It's so cool seeing the graph as well that basically in the past month, more people have played Battlefront 2 seemingly ever, or seemingly since the game launched nearly 8 years ago. It's so crazy coming from a time where I would load into Battlefront 2 and it would take forever to find a game. I literally made videos about it, mocking it, making fun of it, being like, haha, look, hey, no one's playing Battlefront 2. The game's dead. How sad this is. How sad it is that they let it go. How sad it is that they didn't continue the updates. And here we are in 2025 and it is so back. You can load into a game straight away. It will find a match. I did a stream just earlier this morning, found matches straight away. Starfighter Assault, Supremacy, Galactic Assault. It's all there. The game is so alive once again, even last week. You might have seen I was playing game modes that I haven't played in years or potentially never played. Hero Starfighters. People are playing that mode. People are playing Ewok Hunt. People are playing Hero Showdown. It's all happening. It's all here and Battlefront 2 is stronger than ever. The Reddit as well is so alive and I'm so happy and proud to be part of this, to be part of this movement and to be keeping this game alive. I'm doing my part.
Look familiar?
I also feel like I need to keep reiterating, keep reminding everyone that there is no way they haven't seen this. The fact they're putting the game for sale on Steam, there's no way they're not talking about Battlefront 3. There's no way they're not contemplating the idea, whoever that is, Lucasfilm, EA, Disney, other publishers, other game developers. It's in the conversation, and that is because of what this community has done and because of the movement we have crafted here, because of the people returning to Battlefront, because of the amount of new players. Think of how many copies they would have sold. Even for $4 or $5. They are making so much money on Battlefront 2 right now. A game that is essentially dead. It's essentially gone. It's an 8-year-old game and they're still profiting. If they don't see that there's money in future Battlefronts, they're mad. They would be crazy to not make Battlefront 3 at this stage, considering this wasn't just a one weekend fad. This wasn't just a little trend that came and went. Battlefront 2, a month later, a month after all this started and the player counts were peaking, is peaking again. This thing ain't going anywhere, man. We are here to stay, and we're here until we get to Battlefront 3. Do it. It's literally in our hands. They are listening. They are seeing it. If we keep playing, if we keep talking about it, if we keep writing Battlefront 3 everywhere, it will happen eventually. It will be in the discussion. The developers and publishers will be talking about this amongst themselves and figuring out how to make this work. As a heads up as well, a bunch of other Star Wars games are currently for sale on Steam. You can get Jedi Survivor for 80% off, Jedi Fallen Order 75% off as well. You can play Squadrons for also $5. The original Battlefront is on sale, Bounty Hunter, the bundles are on sale. And honestly, the crazy thing, it feels like Star Wars Battlefront is the most happening thing in Star Wars right now. It's the most talked about thing. It's the most hyped thing. More people are discussing Battlefront right now than seemingly any other Star Wars property. The only other competitor I feel like is Andor, and it feels like it's just been a really good few months for Star Wars. People are genuinely excited about Star Wars and about Star Wars games right now, and that is so positive to see, especially because it feels like it's been a while. I don't know if you'd agree. I think a lot of people would. Last year wasn't necessarily a great year for Star Wars. There were definitely some, missteps, some people getting frustrated with the way the direction of the franchise was going.
Oh, that's enough out of you.
But right now, even though we're not really getting much new content for quite some time, and this is going to be one of the first years that we haven't got a new Star Wars game, it feels like. People are positive. The community are together and united, talking about Battlefront. I mean, the next Star Wars thing, next major Star Wars thing anyway to release is set to be The Mandalorian and Grogu, which is coming out in May 2026. Later this year, we're also getting Star Wars Visions Volume 3, and I think a few other smaller projects. There's the Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy special, getting more episodes, and I'm pretty sure there's other books and other publications coming out. But in terms of large Star Wars titles like games, TV shows, and movies, the next thing is Mando and Grogu, which is still basically 11 months away. So maybe this gap will be good for Star Wars. Maybe it'll be a good reset to make everyone miss it again and to consider the discussion, to have everyone think about what they want next. What should Disney be doing next? I hope they're planning their next steps correctly. Surely they are, but it feels like Battlefront 3 should be one of those next steps.
It's been 84 years.
And once again, I just want to remind you all, it's likely going to be years and years before we ever see anything about Battlefront 3. Even if they are discussing it now, even if they are considering it and maybe creating the early foundations of Battlefront 3, they're likely not going to announce Battlefront 3 for at least another 2 years, if that. And then beyond that, if they do end up making it, it likely won't release for another 4, 5, 6 years, maybe even more. And the other thing I think is also worth mentioning, I don't know if I'm biased because I make so many videos about Battlefront, because I spend a lot of time thinking tweeting and talking and playing Battlefront, but I personally have heard more discussion and more hype around Battlefront than the Fortnite Star Wars event. Now that the Fortnite Star Wars thing is over, it's kind of completely died off and no one's really talking about it anymore, whereas Battlefront is still very much in the conversation. And the fact Fortnite was a contributing factor to players returning to Battlefront 2, the fact people realizing, oh hey, if I want to play a Star Wars game, I should just play Battlefront 2 and not necessarily play the Fortnite stuff, or play both, why not? But the fact there was that craving for a more immersive Star Wars experience, and Battlefront is what provides that, I think is just another huge positive towards this campaign, towards keeping Battlefront alive, and towards getting Battlefront 3 made. It's more in the conversation, and it feels more at the forefront of everyone's thinking, and that's going up against Fortnite, which is, you know, a giant. Everyone knows Fortnite's bigger than Battlefront, and yet more people are seemingly right now talking about Battlefront. Such a good positive, another thing to take away from this, and I'm so excited for whatever the future holds. There's no way it's not happening, just gotta say that. There is still the chance of the Battlefront 2 remaster, as you might have seen in my video last week. I think it's more likely that they go ahead and make a new Star Wars game, though. I think it's more likely that they go and make Battlefront 3 and just start fresh and hopefully use some of the pre-existing assets from Battlefront 2 and evolve the game into something special. But we've still got a ways to go, which is why we need to just keep this thing going, guys. We just need to keep talking about it, keep playing Battlefront 2. It's so good to see even friends messaging me still, talking about Battlefront 2, talking about how they're playing it for the first time in years. Man, just full positives. Positive from everyone. And I appreciate you guys. Thanks to everyone for watching the stream as well, for supporting, bringing up those numbers, bringing up the Battlefront 2 play count numbers. It's so exciting to see. Can you imagine the day, guys, as well? My dream is the day Battlefront 3 gets announced, knowing that the hard work and the commitment and the community has put into this, knowing that it all meant something, knowing that it was put towards something, that they did listen, that we did work towards something special. The day that happens will be a great, great positive day, and I see it happening. I think, honestly, after what's happened over the past month or so, there is more of a chance of Battlefront 3 being made than it not being made. And that's because of us as a community. That's because of what we've done. So guys, keep fighting, keep battlefronting, and let's get this thing going again. Let's get Battlefront 3, man. For now, I'm certainly going to keep making videos about it. I'm going to keep talking about Battlefront. I'm going to keep playing Battlefront. Can't get enough of it recently, to be honest. It's so much fun. Every time I go in, I find something new, and I find something new and exciting. It's going to be more detailed videos coming, more Easter eggs, more everything. Honestly, if you have clips that you want to submit, go watch my 100 Ways to Die video. Submit your clips, your Battlefront clips. Please come and keep sharing Battlefront everywhere. Write it on my Instagram posts. Write it on Twitter. Come join my Discord server. I'll send a notification in there every time I go live as well. Stream Battlefront if you want to be involved in that, if you want to come play as well. So recently I discussed whether they should make Battlefront 2 remastered or just go ahead and make Battlefront 3. If you want to see that full discussion, analysis, and breakdown, then watch this video here. I think there's good points for both sides. I'll see you on the Battlefront, everyone. And for now, subscribe. Thanks for watching this, and always remember,
stay bombastic.